So after getting them on the right track with food, getting them the right track on health, I got a call on my son Liam's birthday that mom had the baby and they needed placement and they wanted to try to keep them together. So I looked at my ex-husband and said, there's a baby. And he was like, what is it? I said, it's a girl. And he said, but didn't the mom say it was a boy? We later found out that mom never had prenatal care, so she was hoping it was a boy.
Oh.
So we end up going to the hospital, and in the NICU was my daughter in the tiniest little clothes and one of those baby bouncers that vibrate, that have Elmo on it. And she was in there by herself. And that just broke my heart because when you see pictures of NICUs, you see nurses around and family around. And I'm like, how long has she been in here by herself? Because she was born 5 days before my son's birthday, his first birthday. So mom had left. Mom had substance abuse issues, which it was generational for what I've learned about her over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand, that is a change in your brain, a change in your body chemistry. And sometimes it's just hard to fight, especially at that time. My 2 sons and my daughter made 7 children that she had at that time. So we go in the hospital. The nurse she needs to go home, but she can't go home if she doesn't eat. I said, bet, got you. So she was so teeny tiny, like her whole head fit in the palm of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave me the bottle. And I was like, I know what the issue is. This nipple too hard. She little. She can't bite this nipple. Like the bottle bigger than her. So I stayed with her. My ex-husband went to Babies R Us and found every kind of bottle we could find.
Mm-hmm.
We found the right nipple. And she ate. And then the lady was like, well, she got to eat 2 more times. And I was like, do you understand I have 2 more kids at the house, lady?
Yeah.
And it's my son's birthday. And she was like, well, if you can get her to eat another time, a full bottle, then we would discharge you. But there's lots of paperwork that we need. So I used this silicone nipple and she was able to eat. Later found out the problem was my daughter had a high cleft palate.
Uh-huh.
And so that was causing issues with latching onto the bottle. So we got her to eat. We got her home. And at that time, my son Liam was delayed with walking. So he crawled to the door when I came in the house. And he had this look like, what is that? You didn't leave here with that. So I go and sit on the couch. He crawls up and pulls himself up onto my lap. And I was like, hey, Liam, this is your sister. And he took his little hand and tried to push her off.
Yeah.
So he had obviously already made a bond with me in that short amount of time. But it was a whirlwind going through visitation because at the time they were still trying to determine if the mom was fit to take care of all of these children, which was a challenge for her. In the beginning, she did come to visitations, and then there was the scare because she was still actively using substances. She tried to breastfeed my baby. And I was like, doctor, I need your help. We just got her weaned off because my daughter did need assistance to go through withdrawal. And it was very hard for her. She had morphine assistance, and she got a terrible excoriation on her bottom from the diarrhea that comes with withdrawal. And so when mom tried that, I called and I was like, no. And so the doctor called the social worker and was like, please don't. She just got it completely out of her system that would send her right back into a withdrawal pattern. So mom complied. We were the family that was like, the social worker don't have to bring the kids home. We'll come and pick them up from visitation, which we did. Now, mind you, at the time, I was a full-time school administrator. I was working in elementary school at that time, and my ex-husband was a full-time nurse.
Mm-hmm.
So we would tag off, like, I'm going to go get them this time.
Yeah.
And they wanted the kids to stay together to try to keep the relationship with their older siblings, but it began to become too much for the older siblings, too. So I think they did visitation twice a month for 3 hours with their biological mother there until my daughter was about 5 months old. And then the last time I picked her and my sons up, mom came to me. It's like, they seem healthy. And I said, yeah, they're growing, they're doing well. And she said, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for taking care of our babies. Thank you very much. And that was the last time I saw her.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the story from the Institute for Family Shine On North Carolina campaign. Hear the full story and discover how you can share your own by visiting our website at shineonnorthcarolina.com.